Welcome back. Next up, we have campaign settings. So the first option we have at the top is to do with the networks your ad is going to show on. So although we told Google already only show our ads on the Google search network, you can see by default they actually go ahead and tick both networks. So do make sure you go ahead and untick display network, as we don't want our ads to show there whatsoever. Then we'll scroll down and the next option we have is locations. So this is where you're pretty much telling Google what location do you want your ads to show in. If you are a business in the UK and you target all of the UK, then you may just want to go ahead and tick United Kingdom, and that way your ads will only show to people who are based in the UK. However, the UK is a country which contains a lot of people. So if you do go ahead and select a country, it means that a lot of people are potentially going to see your ad. The more people that see your ads also means, yes, it's more visibility for your business and brand, but it's going to generate a lot more clicks and it's going to cost you a lot more money too. So please do take that into consideration. I always recommend to start off by targeting a single city. If you're a local business, then you target your local city. So for me, that would actually be London. And the reason why targeting a city is better than going full guns blazing and targeting a whole country is because it allows you to get some data, which you can then use to determine on how you should adapt your location targeting moving forward. So if you did want to target a city, what you can do is go for the third option, enter another location, and simply enter in the location you would like to target. So for me, it would be London. Once I select London, you can see the potential reach. So this is the maximum amount of people you can reach with an ad if you select London. It's currently 45 million, which is a lot. And if you wanted to target them, you'd simply click the target button on the right-hand side. Didn't give me a chance to show you that, so I'll just get it up for Manchester. You'd click target and then add it above, as you can see. However, if you want to go even more detailed and go more granular, you can go to the advanced search option right here. We can then take off London, and then what we can do is go to a radius option, change that to, let's say, 5 miles, and then enter in London like so. So let's put in UK to get the right London, and then click target. And what that is going to do is only show your ads to people who are in a 5-mile radius within central London. So you can really get as specific as you want and have full control over the people who are seeing your ads. If you are a small business and you're running on a tight budget, then this is a great strategy you can leverage, as what you can do is put a 5-mile, 10-mile radius, whatever radius you deem to be relevant, around your specific business. You don't just have to enter the radius around a location like London or a city. You can even put in a postcode such as E13, which is a place in the east of London. So again, you can get as specific as you want. So what I'll do is I'll come back and just cancel that, and I'll actually leave mine to the UK just for the purpose of this training video. The majority of people would then move on to the next section, which is languages. However, the majority of people that would do that would be making a mistake. And the fact that you are watching this course right now, well, you are not going to be one of those people, because we actually have some more options below location options right here. And these options are extremely important. If you expand the menu, you can see we have 2 different options, one for targeting and one for excluding. Now, by default, it is set to presence or interest. So what this means is that Google is going to show your ad to anyone who is currently present in the location you targeted, which for me is United Kingdom, or to anyone who've also specified interest in that location. And as you can see, this is the recommended setting. So you might think this is the best thing to do, right? Well, no, it is completely the worst thing you can do as a Google advertiser. And the reason being is because if someone is interested in my location, for example, someone could be based in Japan, they could be based in America, they could be based literally in any country in the world, but if they specify an interest in my location, such as using that location in the search term, then my ad is going to trigger. So hopefully you can see just how problematic that can be. You can potentially be showing ads to people in other countries who are not even based in the location that you've just specified. And Google recommend this option as the best, cheekily, because that means you are going to generate more clicks And guess what? The more clicks you generate, the more money Google makes. So it's not always in your best interest to follow what Google recommends as the best option. So what I recommend you actually go for is the second option right here, presence, people in or regularly in your targeted locations. That way your ads will only show to people who are in or regularly visit your targeted location. So that's actually a really important thing to make sure you go ahead and change. It's going to save you a lot of money and make sure you are a smart advertiser. So once you've done locations, the next option is language. It's typically going to be correct by default, so mine is English. Don't worry about audience segments or dynamic search ad settings. I'm going to go through all of this later on in the course. Again, same applies to anything you see below more settings. I'll be going through all of this later on in the course. The main purpose of these initial videos is to get your Google Ads account set up. So once you've done all of that, go ahead and click next. This will bring up the next section, which is keywords and ads, which I'm going to run through in the next video. See you there. Welcome back. The next option we have in the account setup process is budget and bidding. So this is where we pretty much tell Google how much money we want to spend every day running our Google ads. Now, of course, at this point in the setup process, we're not even sure how much it's going to cost us to generate one click. Some search phrases, also known as keywords, are more expensive than other ones. So at this point, you can literally enter in any number here as you wish. I typically always go for £3 just because 3 is my magic number. Again, don't worry about any advice that Google give you to say it's too low, you need to increase it. We're only putting in a placeholder figure once we can change once we've created our ad account. In fact, in the next section of the course, when we go through keyword research, I'll show you how you can find out exactly how much each click is going to generate you based on what search term you are targeting. So put in £3 as your budget or $3, whatever currency you have selected. And for the bidding section, this is pretty much where you determine what metric you want to focus on when it comes to generating the most amount of visibility for your Google ads. We've got a few different options we can select. The majority of them are going to be grayed out. As you can see, conversions, conversion value. We are unable to select any of these. And the reason being is to bid on a metric based on conversions, you need to have some historical data in your Google Ads account for Google to understand which specific ads are performing the best. Once you have that data, you can then tell Google to show my ads based on the ones which are generating the most amount of conversions. However, as it's a brand new Google Ads account, we don't have any of that data, so leave it on clicks for now. And this basically means to Google, our main goal is to generate as many clicks on our ads as possible. You can also set a maximum cost per click as well. So if you want to go ahead and do that, again, it doesn't really matter as you can change this all later on in your campaign settings anyway, but I'll simply put in £2 there just for the purpose of this training video. We do have some more options down below. If you click more settings, we have ad rotation. But again, as we don't really have any ads at the moment or any historical data, it's best just to completely ignore this and then go into the next screen, which is going to take us into your campaign settings, which I'll be running through in the next video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Keywords and ads. So this section is pretty much irrelevant in the account setup process, as the course has dedicated sections on how you can find the best keywords to target. I also go over the best practices when creating your Google ads. So for now, you can pretty much ignore everything we have here, as remember, the main goal of these initial videos is just to create your Google Ads account. However, annoyingly, if you do leave some of these fields blank, then Google actually won't even allow you to create the Google Ads account. So it's a little bit annoying. We've got to put in this placeholder information just to create our ad account, when in reality, we're never going to use this information and it's all going to be changed once we create our Google Ad account. So let's just enter in a random keyword for now. I'll just go for dog because why not? For the ad section below, I'm going to put in my company domain website, clickslice.co.uk. My website is nothing to do about dogs, by the way. But again, this is all just placeholder information so we can go ahead and create our account. So for path 1, I'll put in dog. For headline, I'll put in dog 1. For headline 2 below, I'll just copy that and put in dog 2. I'll then put in dog 3. That should be enough titles for now. And description, I'll just type in description dog 1. That will do. And description dog 2. Feel free to copy these just to get your ad account live. Again, just to clarify, all these things we're entering right now, they don't matter whatsoever. We'll simply enter in some placeholder information so we can get our Google Ads account live. The same applies to the next option in the setup process, which is extensions. We can actually leave all of this blank. This part won't actually prevent us. So go ahead and click next. And we are almost done, and we're on pretty much the last step of the process, which is reviewing all of the settings we've just inputted, such as the campaign name, the objective type, the budget, pretty much everything you just ran through. So it's always good just to double check this information and make sure you are happy. If you do have any warnings at the top, like I do, conversion tracking is not set up, people in your country have a budget of at least £12, then again, these are just suggestions by Google. You don't have to actually go ahead and fix this. Clearly, this one is based on me spending more money and Google making more money, so I'm definitely not going to fix that. Again, I covered conversion tracking earlier on in the previous videos. So if everything looks good, you can go ahead and click next. And then we have the last section of the setup process, which is where you enter in your billing information and also select a time zone for your account. Time zone is actually very, very important because this can not be changed once you create your account. So make sure you go ahead and select the time zone that you are in, because if this is wrong and you want to run ads from say 9 a.m. to 5 p.m, or if you're in the wrong time zone, then your ads will be shown at completely different times. So always make sure you double check that and you get that right. It should be selected right by default anyway. It's always good to double check. And you can see at the time of me recording this video, there's actually an introductory offer where if I spend £400, then I'll actually get another £400 in ad credit. If you don't see that option on your screen, then it just means Google isn't running any introductory offer at the time you're creating your account. And unfortunately, that is out of my hands. The remaining options at the bottom is all related to how you're actually going to pay for your Google Ads campaign, all the information. So just go ahead and make sure this is correct. Just to give a bit of background as well as to how Google Ads work. How it works is you pretty much attach your card to the Google Ads account. You then generate clicks, and once you reach a minimum specified threshold, you will then have to pay Google for the clicks generated. You don't literally pay every time someone clicks your ad. All those clicks tally up and go towards your threshold. And once you reach in that threshold, the money is automatically taken from your account. Just a quick heads up on the billing information. Please make sure you use a card that you actually have. Do not use any virtual cards or anything like that, as if you do set up a brand new Google Ads account with a virtual credit card, your account is going to get suspended. I've had a lot of messages from people setting up accounts with virtual credit cards and all of the accounts has been suspended. So please make sure you use a real card that you actually own and have access to. So once you've entered in all of your billing information and you've ticked the box at the bottom, you can go ahead and click submit. And that is it. Congratulations, you are now all done and you've created your Google Ads account. We can then click explore your campaign, and we are now in the back end of our Google Ads campaign. And the first thing you want to do right away is go to campaigns. Go to campaign and you'll see the campaign right here. This is the one we just created in the setup process. And you want to go ahead and click this arrow right here and click pause. By default, Google will enable it, meaning your ad is going to be live and it's going to be costing you money. So make sure you go ahead and pause that straight away. As remember, this has loads of placeholder information in it. We just created it to get our account set up. Now it's set up, we no longer need it. So you can actually go ahead, select it, and actually just remove it from your ad account completely by clicking confirm. That will then remove it from your account and you'll have no active campaigns in your ad account. So congratulations, you are now ready to start exploring your Google Ads account, exploring all of the amazing features that Google provides us as advertisers, and start to generate some revenue for your business. So I will see you in the next section, which is keyword research, where I'll be running through how you can find the best keywords to target for your specific business. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you there.